thought about it, so maybe I would have come to the conclusion. But I never saw God as a consuming fire, as let there be light, before the last couple of months. It's when it clicked for me. Yeah. It's when I started reading Peter. And I started seeing the fire. And I started seeing how the fire was going to burn up the elementary principles of this world. When it talks about the elements being burned up, when you go look that up in the Greek, it's talking about the elementary principles of this world. The system of attaining to life by the works of your own hands. It's going to be burned up. And then I started seeing, but wait a second. When the Spirit of God come across the face of the deep, Genesis says that it was in darkness, and it was void of life, and it was without shape and form. And then the fire of his life, let there be light, moved, and it consumed the darkness. And then I made the connection. And I just get excited about that kind of stuff. I love seeing the beginning from the end. What God's doing. Because God's like this, I don't know if anybody likes classical music, but when I listen to Beethoven, and I listen to some of those classical symphonies, and you listen to like the Ninth Symphony, and you listen to some of that stuff, and you watch like a conductor like whipping up the Philharmonic, and you see the beauty of this thing building and the way it comes together. Man, God is like this awesome, the greatest maestro that ever was. Right? And it's like for me, when I see all those things, it's like I'm watching God conduct the clarinets, the saxophones, the flutes, and he's grabbing like all these things, and he's just getting it all going, and it's building into like this crescendo, right? The magnus opus is what they would call the crescendo of like the symphony, like the point of exhilaration, or the high point, right? Yeah. And it's like when I saw all that come together in Peter and all that, it's like I could see God as the maestro, bringing it to this magnus opus, just bam. And it's like it's like I had Beethoven in the Ninth Symphony. Every time I listen to that, I feel this thing get inside of me, and I'm just like, man, but it just takes you. Like, if you never listened to it, go listen to it. It starts down here, and it goes to all these places, and boy, by the end of it, it's got you like, at this place, and it's just the maestro, It's like Beethoven is a maestro. He's whipping these things together, and it just culminates with this, bam! Let there be light.
The William Tell Overture and the 21-gun salute. Yes.
Same kind of a thing.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
See, it's declaring the Spirit of the living God. All of these things.
And your heart resonates when you see
it. You see that feeling? That's the feeling that God gets when he thinks of what he's whipping together and what he's doing, right? He gets that feeling, right? Here it comes. And it's like when you see what he's been busy with in the scriptures, and you see how his love for us is relentless, right? Not willing to impute our sin to us, not willing to let us die, not willing to let the world be swallowed up by the corruption, but working this thing, and just bringing about his eternal purpose, man, because he wants a friend. Yeah. Because he wants someone he can live with forever, not just for 60 years, or 80 years, or 100 years, or even 900 years. That doesn't do it. Yeah. Right? I mean, we might think, well, heck, if you could live for 1,000 years, that's great. Not in God, not long enough.
That's why, like a carnal understanding of what God's sovereignty is that he's dictating events, making things happen the way he wants them to happen. But he's almost like he's outside of this thing, orchestrating. There's a intricacy and a depth to his sovereignty that goes way beyond the way we think of sovereignty.
In individual events, happen to work.
He's bringing about his eternal purposes to bring glory and honor to himself and to mankind.
To glorify himself.
Yep.
Right.
Glorify himself.
And glorify himself doesn't mean I want everybody to know I'm the man. No. Glorify himself means to reveal that his heart has always been full of loving kindness towards humans. That's how he's glorified. Right? You can look at it this way. God was glorified on the cross. Did he look like our idea of glory on the cross? He was glorified in our eyes on the cross because we see his loving kindness towards humans in the face of them hating him. Right? It just means for the truth about a guy to be seen. We thought that God would kill us in our sin.
Yeah.
But our sin manifested towards him, and what did that guy do? You see how he was glorified? The truth about his heart for people, even while they were dead in sin, was manifested on the cross. Because when we nailed the guy who came to save us to the cross, that guy prayed for us. He blessed us. Right? He spoke well of us. He gave us the other cheek. He actually felt something inside of him where he said, I know. Where he actually felt grieved at the suffering of the people who were nailing him to the cross. See how God was glorified there? His true heart for humans, even when they were dead in their sin, was revealed to be one of loving kindness, everlasting kindness. That's what Isaiah talks about with God.
Right.
He says, his kindness is everlasting. Well, that word means with perpetuity, without beginning or end.
Right.
But the way we've read the scriptures is that his kindness was like on a hiatus for a while.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
His kindness was on vacation because that thing ain't nowhere to be found.
Right. Right.
I like where Jonah was waiting for him to destroy Nineveh, and he said, I knew this was going to happen. It was not going to kill me.
Right. Right. Yeah.